Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Luxury Podcast, your source for all things luxury and lifestyle. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, today I have Dr. Robert Shire on the line, and he's Doctor of Chiropractic over at True Health Care. Robert, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Adam. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh man, so I love our topic today, and I'm excited to get into this with you. So, how unmanaged stress can adversely affect your business, health, and life. A lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, executives listen to this show, including myself, and we all need your help. So, want to get into some tips that you have for us. But before we do, let's talk a little bit more about your practice, True Health Care. Tell us a little bit more about what you do, please.
So I am a doctor of chiropractic in New York City in a practice called True Health Care. True Health Care is an office comprised of multiple health providers under one roof. So we provide chiropractic, physical therapy, internal medicine, physiatry, acupuncture, nutrition, stress management. It's almost like a one-stop shop for all of your healthcare needs.
That's fantastic, and so it is definitely a one-stop shop. By the way you mentioned it. So acupuncture, you're coming from different areas, both holistic and otherwise. So I think it's really interesting, and that's why I'm excited to get to you into this topic with you. So unmanaged stress and how it can adversely affect our business. I mean, this is a big topic. Our listeners know we do 15-minute episodes, so we could speak for hours on this. But where do you want to start with this one?
Well, so, it's funny because the topic of the day, of course, is the COVID-19 pandemic. And while that has much of our attention and focus right now, the truth of the matter is that chronic stress, unmanaged stress, is a bigger problem than what's going on right now with COVID, because this has been going on for years, for decades. And when it is unmanaged, it can cause all kinds of health problems far-reaching beyond this. So I thought this was a timely topic because the COVID pandemic has really focused and shown a big light on, what stress is. And that's why I wanted to bring this, because business leaders oftentimes leave this kind of stress unmanaged. And I thought if we can take the ideas and principles of leadership and get leaders to apply those same principles of leadership in their business to their health, then they can take some action towards that, and which will not only help improve their business, but their overall life as well.
So I'm definitely a low-hanging fruit guy here. So meaning I know there's a lot that we need to be doing, but what are some of those? There's some people sitting either in their office or in their home offices or just not feeling all that great right now. What are some things that they can start thinking about and or possibly even doing today to start alleviating or kind of managing this stress?
Okay, excellent question. So first, I want everybody and they can do this exercise later, but if you take a piece of paper, draw yourself in the middle, and then you draw spokes outside with circles on the outside, almost like an orbit, and you put your name in the middle, and then write the names of those people who are closest to you, who you love, who are most influential in your life around, just to get presence of the fact that you are the leader of your orbit. And the decisions that you make today about your stress and about your health and well-being will affect not only your own health, but also all those around you. Gandhi said that our greatest ability as humans is not to change the world, but to change ourselves. So it's that same analogy when you go on an airplane and they do the safety demonstration. You put your oxygen mask on first before you can help anybody else. Now, there are three primary areas of stress that I talk about: how we move, how we eat, and how we think. And the reason I chose those three are because we go back to the study of epigenetics. And I'm not going to get into a whole conversation of epigenetics, but quite briefly, what it studies is that only 10% of our DNA, that is the blueprint, the building blocks of life, is actually inherited from our ancestors. 90%, the overwhelming majority of our gene expression, is controlled by the environment. And most of that is by how we move, how we eat, and how we think. So these are three areas that we actually have an enormous amount of control over on a daily basis to impact our health and our well-being. So you want me to just dive right in here?
Yeah, let's dive right in. Let's get into something about how we move and how we think. Let's go a little bit further into that, because I think that's I know I need some help with that right now.
Terrific, terrific. So let's start off with stress. We have macro and micro stresses, right? Macro stress, most stresses, unless it's an accident, an injury, or trauma, is from an accumulation, right? It's from what we call micro chronic stresses. Now, the big ones for today, for most of us, are either looking down at our cell phones, right, or sitting at our desks looking at computers in that classic hunched over position. And chronic back pain is the most frequent complaint to doctors. 65 million Americans report a recent episode of back pain. It's the sixth most costly condition in the United States. It costs $12 billion a year, and 3 million days of work are lost per year due to back pain. It's just staggering. And, everybody's got some kind of ache or pain. I've been dealing with this for years. So we say, Benjamin Franklin was a great thinker, right? One of our founding fathers. And he is quoted as saying an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Now, how true is that, right? So what can you do? Most of us are tethered to our phones, our computers. You can set an alarm on your phone, on your Fitbit, on your computer, and you stop what you're doing every hour and you get up and stretch. Now, I've got 12 of my favorite stretches. We can't really do them here on the phone. We don't have enough time over this environment, but later on people can reach out to me and I'm happy to share those with them. But getting up, standing and moving, getting the blood circulating, there's so many advantages physiologically. The circulation of the blood, it gets oxygen to the muscles, up to the brain. It increases our energy. It increases our focus. It increases the creativity. And at the same time, it decreases fatigue. It will relieve pinched and pained nerves. It decreases headaches and muscle soreness and brain fog. So just getting up and moving periodically throughout the day can have a tremendous impact on your physical health and your well-being.
Where do you find, and I know this is going to vary, obviously, patient to patient, their conditions, a lot of different things. But just for those those entrepreneurs out there working a lot of hours, where do you find that a lot of their problems with stress kind of usually stem from? Because I feel like there's a common theme of us entrepreneurs out there and what we're doing. Where do you find it, just in your experience?
Well, it comes from all three of these areas that we're talking about, Adam. It's not taking the time to take care of yourself. You have to stop. There's a story about two axemen going in the woods, and they have a contest of who's going to chop down the most trees. And one of them stops every 45 minutes to sharpen his axe. And the one that keeps going, he doesn't chop as much wood because the one that stopped to sharpen the axe, he's resting, he's honing his instrument. If we just take the time to focus on ourselves, the business is going to be there. It's not going anywhere. More isn't better. Working smarter, not harder. So taking the time to move, taking the time to make sure that we have proper snacks available. One of the things I talk about is foods that nourish, that repair and heal. Single ingredient foods, things like nuts, things like hummus, vegetables, proteins, right? These are things that nourish our brain instead of reaching for soda and chips and candy and cookies, which just dump sugar into our bloodstream, leave us at the end of the day feeling depleted and foggy, right? Choose snacks and have them around. Take a minute to prepare ahead of time. Water, H2O, our old friend H2O. This is critical. 75% of the body is water, 85% of the brain. We don't store water, so we have to continuously feed our body water. And coffee and sodas and tea do not cut it. You need to drink plain old H2O, up to about 3 liters a day. Almost 100 ounces is what's recommended.
Man, I knew having you on the phone was just going to be like, I'm over here I'm at my desk, I'm looking at this coffee, I'm looking at like this little small thing of water where I swear I'm doing something because I have a little goblet of water. And you're telling me 3 liters. I already knew it. I knew as soon as I had you on. I'm like, oh man. Well, this is how we remind ourselves, right? Public humiliation.
Exactly.
We're good.
Exactly. No humiliation. Listen, the easy thing about this, Adam, is you can take one thing from each of these categories, apply it today. It's the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So if you take one thing today, if it's just filling up that water bottle a few more times, if it's just choosing some better foods, getting up and moving periodically throughout the day, these are simple things that everybody can do today. It doesn't have to be a big long project. Little things can go a long way.
Oh man, that's awesome. So Robert, that being said, I could talk to you about this all day long. I want my listeners to be able to reach out to get more of your work, the stretches that you talked about, the exercises, the 12, and to connect with you overall in your practice. So two-part question. Part one of the question is if somebody did want to work with you in person, where's your practice located? What location? Part one. Part two, if somebody wants to follow up with your work just in general and to learn more, what's the best way for them to do that?
So my website is my name, drrobertshire.com. That's DRROBERTSHIRE.com. You can email me at rob@drrobertshire.com. My practice is right in the middle of Midtown Manhattan, 515 Madison Avenue. You can also reach me at the truewholecare.com website as well.
Fantastic. Well, Robert, been awesome having you on the show today. Appreciate you coming on and sharing some tips for both my listeners and me. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Luxury, definitely give that a subscribe. But also leave us some comments on the video. Let us know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Robert, thanks again for coming on the show.